Hey guys, hope you all are having an amazing day. This is Kevin and you're watching Khao Pio Masjid. And in this video, I'm going to share some of my Ramzan special recipes with you, which include starters, main course and desserts. Hope you all like it. Let's go make it. To make Bhuna Gosht, first I'm going to make Bhuna Masala. For that, in a pan I'm going to add 1 bay leaf, 2 black cardamoms, 1 cinnamon stick, 6 cloves, 1 tablespoon of peppercorns, 2 tablespoons of jeera, 2 tablespoons of coriander seeds, and 5 green cardamoms. I'm going to dry roast these spices for 2 to 3 minutes. Now I'm going to transfer these spices into a grinder jar and make it into a powder. Now in a pan I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of oil. After the oil is heated, I'm going to add 4 sliced onions. Stir fry the onions until they become golden brown in color. Now when the onion starts to change its color, I'm going to add 1 kg of mutton. I'm using boneless mutton. You can use mutton with bone. Stir fry the meat for 5 minutes till the meat changes its color. After 5 minutes, when the meat starts to change its color, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. After the raw smell of ginger garlic paste is gone, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of Kashmiri mirch, half tablespoon of turmeric powder, and some salt as per taste. Give it a nice mix. After giving it a nice mix, now I'm going to add 1 glass of hot water. Cover it with a lid and let it cook for 30 minutes on low flame till the meat cooks properly. After 30 minutes, meat is cooked properly. Now I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of curd. Give it a nice mix. After giving it a nice mix, I'm going to add 6 green chilies cut into halves. Give it a nice mix. Now I'm going to stir fry the meat until the excess water gets dry. That is about 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, I'm going to add already made bhuna masala. That is about 3 tablespoons. Give it a nice mix. After adding the bhuna masala, I'm going to stir fry the meat for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, Bhuna Gosht is almost done. Now I'm going to add handful of freshly chopped coriander leaves. Give it a nice mix. I'm going to stir fry this for a minute or 2 and Bhuna Gosht is done. After giving it a nice stir, Bhuna Gosht is done and is ready to be served. You can serve it hot with steamed rice, rasam or roti. To make paneer popcorn, in a bowl I'm going to add half cup of maida, all-purpose flour, half cup of cornstarch, 1 tablespoon of crushed garlic. You can also use garlic powder and onion powder, 1 tablespoon of Kashmiri mirch, half spoon of turmeric powder, some salt as per taste, 1 tablespoon of pepper powder, and now I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of kasuri methi. This is optional. Give it a mix. Now I'm going to add some water, that is about half glass. Keep mixing. Make sure there are no lumps. Make sure your mixture is not too thick or not too runny. After giving it a nice mix, I'm going to add 400 grams of paneer cut into cubes. Make sure you don't overcrowd the bowl and make sure that the mixture is coated properly to the paneer cubes. I'm going to do it in 2 or 3 batches. After the mixture is coated properly, I'm going to transfer the paneer in another bowl. Now in a plate, I'm going to take some breadcrumbs, and in this I'm going to add the paneer, and then I'm going to coat the paneer with some breadcrumbs. Now after coating the paneer properly in the breadcrumbs, now I'm going to keep this aside and transfer the paneer again in the mixture bowl. I'm going to give it a second coat to make it more crispy, and then I'm going to coat this again with breadcrumbs. After coating the paneer cubes properly in breadcrumbs, now I'm going to refrigerate it for 10 minutes. Now in a pan, I'm going to heat some oil for deep frying. After the oil is heated, I'm going to fry the paneer. Make sure you don't overcrowd the pan and fry the paneer until it becomes golden brown in color. Now as the paneer is fried properly, I'm going to take this aside in a plate. Paneer popcorn is ready, and I'm going to serve it hot with tandoori mayonnaise. You can serve it with mayo or ketchup. Well, that's it for today, guys. Paneer popcorn came out really well. It is crispy and a perfect summer snack. Hope you all liked the recipe. If you did, do try this recipe, and please do subscribe, like, comment and share. Khao piyo masjid. To make chicken pakora, in a bowl I'm going to add 500 grams of chicken. I'm using chicken curry cut into small pieces. You can use boneless chicken. And now I'm going to add juice of 1 lemon. After adding lemon juice, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. Now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of Kashmiri mirch, half tablespoon of turmeric powder, and some salt as per taste. I'm also going to add 1 teaspoon of garam masala powder. Now I'm going to add handful of chopped coriander and curry leaves. And I'm also going to add 1 fine chopped green chili. This is optional. Now I'm going to add half cup of besan, half cup of rice flour. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of oil in this and give it a nice mix. Mix everything well. Now I'm going to add some water, that is about less than half glass. The consistency of the chicken and the batter should be thick and not runny. After giving it a nice mix, now I'm going to set this aside in a refrigerator for 1 to 2 hours. After an hour, I'm going to add some oil in a pan for deep frying. After the oil is heated, I'm going to fry the chicken. I'm going to fry the chicken in 2 batches. Make sure you don't overcrowd the pan. I'm going to fry the chicken until it becomes golden brown in color. After the chicken is fried properly, now I'm going to take it aside in a plate. chicken pakora is ready to be served. I'm going to serve it hot with some onion rings, lime and ketchup. To make crispy chicken, in a bowl I'm going to take 400 grams of boneless chicken cut into pieces. Now in this I'm going to add 1 egg. After adding an egg, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of garlic. Now I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of red chili powder, half tablespoon of turmeric powder, some salt as per taste, 1 tablespoon of chili flakes, 1 tablespoon of pepper powder, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of vinegar. I'm also going to add 2 to 3 tablespoons of maida, all-purpose flour, and 1½ spoon of cornstarch. After adding all the ingredients, now I'm going to give it a nice mix. I'm using a nicely cut chicken strip. You can cut it into any shape you want. Now after giving it a nice mix, I'm going to keep this aside and let it marinate for 10 to 15 minutes. After 10 minutes, in a plate, I'm going to take some oats. You can take breadcrumbs. I'm going to coat the chicken strips with the oats. Now, as the chicken is coated properly, I'm going to keep this aside. Now in a pan, I'm going to add some oil to fry the chicken. After the oil is heated, I'm going to fry the chicken. I'm going to fry the chicken until it becomes golden brown in color. You can either shallow fry or deep fry the chicken. Make sure that you're doing it on a medium or a low flame. You don't want your chicken to get burnt. After the chicken is fried properly, I'm going to take this aside in a plate. Chicken is fried properly. Today's recipe is going to be fry piece biryani. For that, I'm going to marinate the chicken first, and for that I'm going to take 1 kg chicken curry cut. Now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of Kashmiri mirch powder, half tablespoon of turmeric powder, some salt as per taste, 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste, and juice of half lemon. Give it a nice mix. After giving it a nice mix, I'm going to keep this aside and let it marinate for 30 minutes. Till the chicken is getting marinated, in a pan I'm going to add 5 to 6 tablespoons of oil. After the oil is heated, I'm going to add 4 sliced onions. Fry the onions until they become golden brown in color. I'm going to add some salt. This helps the onions to become crispy. Now, as the onion starts to become golden brown in color, I'm going to transfer this into a plate and keep it aside. Now, in the same oil, that is fried onion oil, I'm going to add marinated chicken. I'm going to stir fry the chicken on high flame for 5 to 10 minutes till it is almost cooked, that is about 50%. After 10 minutes, as the chicken is almost done, now I'm going to transfer the chicken in a bowl and keep it aside. Now in the same oil, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of Shai Zira, 1 cinnamon stick, 4 cardamom and 4 to 5 cloves. Now when the cumin starts to crackle, I'm going to add 4 to 5 crushed green chilies. This is optional. I just added crushed green chilies because it adds nice flavor to the biryani. You can skip this part. Now I'm going to add 250 grams of curd. Give it a nice mix. Keep stirring and let it cook for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, now I'm going to add crushed fried onions, that is about half cup. Give it a nice mix. After giving it a nice mix, I'm also going to add handful of coriander and mint leaves. Give it a mix. Let the masala cook for a minute or two, and then I'm going to add already fried chicken. Give it a nice mix. After giving it a nice mix, now I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of kasuri methi. Kasuri methi adds a nice flavor to the chicken. Give it a mix. Now I'm going to add 1 glass of water. Give it a mix. And now I'm going to cover this with a lid and let the chicken cook for 10 minutes on low flame. Till the chicken is getting cooked, I'm going to cook the rice. For that, I'm going to take some water in a bowl. In that, I'm going to add 1 bay leaf, 1 black cardamom, 4 green cardamoms, 4 cloves, 1 cinnamon stick, 4 green chilies and some salt. Give it a mix. Now, as the water has come to a boil, I'm going to add 1 kg basmati rice. Give it a mix and cook the rice till it is 80% done and drain the water. After 10 minutes, chicken is cooked properly. Now I'm going to turn off the flame and transfer the chicken in another bowl. Now in the same pan, I'm going to add parboiled rice that is cooked about 80%. Spread the rice all over the pan, and then I'm going to add already cooked chicken. Spread the chicken evenly in the pan, and then I'm going to top it up with the remaining rice. Spread the rice evenly. After spreading the rice evenly, I'm going to add juice of half lemon, 1 tablespoon of ghee, some kesar milk. I'm also going to add handful of coriander and mint leaves and remaining fried onions. Now I'm going to cover this with a foil paper. Make sure you cover the pan completely, and then I'm going to cover this with a lid and let it cook for 10 to 15 minutes on low flame. After 10 minutes, fry piece biryani is done and is ready to be served. The rice and the chicken is cooked properly. You can serve it hot with raita. To make mutton tahari, in a pan I'm going to add 6 tablespoons of oil. After the oil is heated, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of Shai Zira, 1 tablespoon of black peppercorns, 2 bay leaves, 2 cinnamon sticks, 5 to 6 cloves, 1 black cardamom, 4 green cardamoms, half star anise. When the whole garam masala starts to crackle, I'm going to add 2 sliced onions. Fry until the onions become light brown in color. Now when the onion starts to change its color, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. After the raw smell of ginger garlic paste is gone, now I'm going to add 1 kg boneless mutton. Stir fry the meat for 5 to 6 minutes. Now when the meat starts to change its color, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of red chili powder, half tablespoon of turmeric powder, some salt as per taste, 1 tablespoon of cumin powder and 1 tablespoon of coriander powder. Give it a nice mix. Now I'm going to add 2 potatoes cut into halves. This is optional. Cook the potatoes until they become tender. Now when the potato starts to become tender, I'm going to add handful of methi. Give it a nice mix. After giving it a nice mix, I'm going to add 5 sliced tomatoes. Now I'm also going to add handful of coriander leaves, handful of mint leaves and 4 green chilies cut into halves. Give it a nice mix. And let it cook for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, I'm going to add 1 cup of curd, and 1 teaspoon of garam masala powder. Give it a nice mix. Now I'm also going to add lemon juice of 1 lemon. After adding lemon juice, I'm going to add 1 glass of hot water. Give it a nice mix. Now I'm going to cover this with a lid and let the mutton masala cook for 10 minutes on low flame. After 10 minutes, I'm going to give it a nice mix, and then I'm going to add 1 kg of basmati rice and red dal, that is 3 cups of basmati rice and half cup of red dal. Give it a nice mix. Basmati rice and red dal is already soaked in water. Now I'm going to add 4 glasses of hot water. Now I'm going to cover this with a lid again and let it cook for 20 minutes on a medium flame. After 20 minutes, mutton tahari is done and is cooked properly. You can serve it hot with raita. To make Dum Ka Chicken, first I'm going to marinate the chicken. For that, I'm going to take 1 kg of chicken curry cut, 3 tablespoons of curd, 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste, 2 tablespoons of red chili powder, half tablespoon of turmeric powder, some salt as per taste, and half teaspoon of garam masala powder. Now I'm going to add handful of coriander and mint leaves and 4 green chilies. I'm also going to add lemon juice. I'm going to add juice of half lemon. Mix everything well. After giving this a nice mix, I'm going to set this aside and let it marinate for 30 minutes. Now as the chicken is getting marinated, in a pan I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of oil. After the oil is heated, I'm going to add 2 sliced onions. Fry the onions until they become light brown in color. Now, as the onion starts to change its color, I'm going to add marinated chicken. Give it a nice mix. Now I'm going to let the chicken cook for 5 minutes on high flame. After letting it cook for 5 minutes on high flame, I'm going to give it a nice mix, and then I'm going to add 1 glass of water. You can add the water according to the consistency of the gravy you want. And now I'm going to cover this with a lid and let it cook for 15 minutes on medium-low flame. After 15 minutes, now I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of kasuri methi. This is optional. You don't have to add kasuri methi in this recipe. But I added kasuri methi as it gives a really nice flavor to the curry. Dum Ka Chicken is almost done. Give it a nice mix. Now I'm going to place a small saucer in the pan. Place a coal inside the saucer. Now I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of ghee on the coal and cover the pan with a lid for 5 to 6 minutes. After 5 minutes, Dum Ka Chicken is done. The coal and ghee gave a nice flavor to the curry. You can turn off the flame, remove the coal and serve the curry hot with roti or steamed rice. To make double Ka Meetha, first I'm going to take 400 grams of bread. Now I'm going to cut the bread into small pieces and keep it aside. I'm going to cut the sides of the bread and cut them into small squares. Make sure the bread is not moist. Now I'm going to keep this aside for 15 minutes so that there is no moisture left in the bread. Meanwhile, till the moisture in the bread is getting evaporated, in a bowl or a saucepan, I'm going to take half liter milk and bring it to a boil. Now when the milk comes to a boil, I'm going to add 1 cup of fresh kalakan. You can add khoa. Make sure you keep stirring the milk when you add kalakan. Now I'm going to add handful of chopped almond. You can also add pistachios and cashew nuts. Now I'm going to add some kesar yellow color in the milk and kalakan mixture. Keep stirring the milk. I added 3 to 4 tablespoons of kesar yellow color. You can add the food color accordingly. Now, as all the ingredients are added to the milk, I'm going to let it cook for 10 to 15 minutes on low flame. Now after letting the milk cook for 10 minutes, I'm going to give it a nice mix and then keep it aside. Now in a pan, I'm going to add 250 grams of ghee. After the ghee is heated, I'm going to add sliced bread. I'm going to fry the bread until it becomes golden brown in color. Now, as the bread has become golden brown in color, I'm going to keep this aside. Now, in another pan, I'm going to make sugar syrup. For that, I'm going to add 1 glass of water and 2 cups of sugar. Give it a mix and then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of elaichi powder. Now as the sugar syrup is ready, I'm going to keep it aside and then in a pan or handi, I'm going to add the fried bread and then I'm going to add the milk mixture in the pan. Make sure you spread the milk evenly in the pan. And now I'm also going to add the sugar syrup. Now I'm going to let this cook for 15 minutes on low flame till the bread is soaked properly in the milk mixture and sugar syrup. After 15 minutes, the Ka Meetha is done. I'm going to turn off the flame and garnish it with some kalakan and some freshly chopped dry fruits. Ka Meetha is done and is ready to be served. This recipe is perfect for this Ramzan season. You can serve it as a iftar special recipe. To make sheer khurma, in a pan, I'm going to add 2 liters milk. After adding 2 liters of milk, I'm going to bring it to a boil and let it reduce from 2 liters to 1.5 liter. When the milk is boiling, give it a stir in between so that the milk doesn't get burnt. Now, as the milk is getting reduced, meanwhile, in another pan, I'm going to add 150 grams of ghee. After the ghee is heated, now I'm going to add handful of almonds, cashews and chironji. I soaked the cashews and almonds in hot water and sliced it. Now I'm going to roast them until they become golden brown in color. After the dry fruits have become golden brown in color, I'm going to take it aside in a plate. Now in the same ghee, I'm going to add 50 grams of semia. I'm going to fry the semia for 2 to 3 minutes. Make sure you don't let it burn. Now as the semia is roasted, I'm going to take it aside in a plate. Now when the milk comes to a boil, I'm going to add roasted dry fruits. And I'm also going to add roasted semia. Give it a mix. After giving it a mix, now I'm going to add 150 grams of milk maid. Give it a mix and now I'm going to let it cook for a minute or 2. Now after a minute, I'm going to add 1 cup of sugar. After adding the sugar, give it a nice mix and now I'm going to let this cook for 2 more minutes and sheer khurma is done. After 2 minutes, sheer khurma is done and is ready to be served.